Ensuring tenant quality is crucial for maintaining a successful and profitable commercial real estate rental property. Reliable returns come from having responsible and respectful tenants who pay rent on time and take care of your property. Here are some measures you can take to ensure quality and reliable tenants. Have a thorough screening process. Implement a comprehensive screening process that includes background checks, credit checks, rental history verification, employment verification, previous history with other landlords. Talk to other landlords, previous landlords, find out how they were as tenants, were they good tenants or not, to work at the financial stability of a tenant. You may be essential to look at things like whether they own any property, got any financial backing, and a business history if it involves a business with a property. So these checks have to be done to ensure that you've got a reliable tenant. Offer competitive lease terms. Keep your ear to the ground. What's happening in the economy? What's in the general area? Has been a transition of movement of various tenants? Is it changing? Are the rents going down? Are they going up? Situation was in the property crashes of the late 90s, early 2000s. We had situations where rents fell down dramatically, 20% plus. Now, the landlords, which did not understand the situation, continued to ask for the top, which was the old market rental, but not the new market rental. Consequently, they were vacant for 6, 12 months plus. And then when they did find a tenant, they had to offer very good incentives. There's still a lower rental than they were charging when the times were better. On the other hand, we kept close watch on the market. We knew the prices were, what the demand was in the area. Consequently, we met the market. And what happened? We kept a very high occupancy level in our buildings for our clients, and we stayed 90% plus occupancy throughout the property crisis situation. And what happened afterwards? Things eventually improved. We continued to have high occupancy. The tenants respected the situation they were in, and they were more open to accept rental increases and longer leases when times were good. Have a written agreement. Okay, there are situations where handshakes do stand up in court, but we really recommend a commercial lease agreement drawn up by a professional commercial real estate lawyer. This ensures some protection for not only yourself and the tenant as well too. You need to have a deposit, bond, or guarantee, depending what it is. The bank guarantee or bond depends on the type of premises you're leasing, where it is, the current economic situation as well. Generally, out of the 1,000 plus leases I've done over the years, most bonds are around 3 months. In the retail situation, in some times where you got very exclusive places like the really high upmarket shopping centres or the high upmarket office buildings or prestige properties, could be 6 months plus. On the other hand, in the lower level market area, 1 to 2 months is pretty common as well too. Now, the temptation is, especially any sort of economy, not only a bad economy, to try and take the risk with a riskier tenant who would pay more rent, who was more desperate to find a premises. In that situation, you would probably ask for a longer bond and really check their credit history to see if things go bad, there is some comeback. But use discretion on the situation. Regular property inspections. Ensure that you, the landlord or the property manager, inspects the premises on a regular basis. Are there any maintenance issues to attend to? Is the property well maintained? Are you complying with regulations regarding health regulations, fire and safety regulations? If things need to be attended do it immediately. You don't want to develop a reputation of being a bad landlord who doesn't do anything for the property. Word gets around. Tenants suss out landlords the same as landlords suss out tenants. You get a reputation. If you get a reputation of being a bad landlord who doesn't look after the property, who doesn't on maintenance issues, you'll have trouble attracting the good tenants. Have open communication. Talk to your tenants. What are their problems? How can you make things better for them? Obviously, they want lower rental, they want freebies. That's fine. Everyone wants that. But they would normally be realistic about things. There may be something serious in it. Maybe they want to do some work, want some change. I go back to maintenance issues. It's the bathroom is not designed properly, or there's not enough toilets, or maybe there's a lot of noise around. Things to be attended to make their occupancy a little more, which will help their business. Keep on top of things. Tenant education. Provide tenants with information about how to properly care for the property. This would include guidelines for cleaning and maintenance and other property-related responsibilities. Have a clear rent collection process. At the moment, we've gone to direct deposit, usually deposit on the first day of the month, and you check your account, all the money's in there, that's fine. But sometimes tenants have problems. They get behind their rental. Recall the old days when I was at property management. I used to walk around all the tenants when the rent was due, the first day of the month, and they'll see me. They knew it was like a Pavlov conditioning situation. Must be the first day of the month. It was a bit of a joke. I played along with the joke. They knew the rent was due. And before I could ask them anything, they said, well, I haven't got my checkbook today, or I've got some money coming in tomorrow. Can I pay tomorrow or 2 days' time? That's usually fine. The reason. But situations where tenants were consistently late, you have to act upon. Why are you late? You know it's due on the first of the month. Find out why. Keep on top of things. Because they get 2 days behind and do nothing, they get 4 days behind, 1 week behind, 1 month behind, and before you know it, you've got a serious problem. So act quickly. Ensure your money's paid on time. It's an agreement. We should all stick to it. Tenant, the landlord. Consider having a professional property manager for your property. As a landlord, you're a busy person. You're probably running other businesses. You've got things to do. You want to go away or whatever you want to do. Have a property manager there. Professional person who understands the market, who knows the market rates, who knows how to get new tenants, who communicates with the tenants effectively on a regular basis, understands the current situation, and reports back to you what's going on. You don't want things getting out of hand. Ensure that communication is open all the time. Familiarize yourself with the legal situation, compliance with fire regulations, health issues, all these type of things. You can't just give the excuse of being ignorant. This is a serious matter. Fire and safety issues. I didn't know you to do this. Regular inspections by professionals to ensure everything's up to standard, up to date. Have your property manager look at everything. They would know the regulations. Ensure that you've got maintenance agreements to maintain everything to scratch. That way, things always look good, the tenants are happy, and you get no surprises by badly maintained items. You don't maintain something, you have a maintenance agreement, things get progressively worse and worse. They look worse. Your tenants get upset, and you're left with a big bill at the end when you have to eventually place or repair that item. You don't want to be in a situation. Possibly offer some incentives to your tenants to pay rent on time and do the right thing by you. Look at the premises, talk to them. Maybe say, I might refurbish the foyer for you, or put an extra toilet in there, or an extra sink, or do something small. Keep the tenants happy, and they will keep paying you on time again and again. And long-term tenants. Have a clear eviction plan. You don't want to go to the situation. But I found if you keep your rents to reasonable market value, you do your maintenance, you look after the property, and communicate well with your tenants with professional property management, there are very few problems. When you've got small problems and they become bigger, extinguish the flames early if you see a problem happening. And problems continue on and on. As I mentioned before, tenants know they signed an agreement, they must have paid on time, first of the month. Usually most leases have got situations where after 14 days, you can evict them, lock them out. You don't want to get that situation. So you have to get written notice, verbal notice to start off with, like 1 or 2 written notices before you evict them. It costs you money. You lose a tenant, you have to find a new tenant. Remember, the goal is to create a positive and mutual beneficial relationship with your tenants. By implementing these measures, you attract and retain high-quality tenants, leading to reliable returns on your rental property investment. That's the best way of doing it. In my book, which I've got details below this video, I cover a lot of real-life cases in good and bad economies, and why you should be able to find tenants in good and bad economies to ensure that you retain the property, use, and be rewarded by time comes when you sell your property in the market. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'm interested in your comments below.